Greetings mateys, I'm Glorbands, and this video we're going to pick up LTS ammo and take care of the auditory assassin too. First up, get the ammo because, well, I don't really know why. Just let's look cool while we visit our ancestors. Jump over these guys. Kick! Ah, miss me! Kick that guy in the face too, but he has had training, because he didn't even budge. He just stood there like a tree. Okay, right. Over here. Then go in here. Thankfully did not start the mission just by me doing that. Hey everybody, I'm going on a trip. It's like, screw saving the world, potentially. I want to do this. Oh, yeah. It doesn't automatically deliver him. First, bow and arrow, dude. Gal, I don't know. Didn't look. That is dude with a fantastic beard. Is he a pirate? I think it's just some hunter hat. Okay, next up. Hidden blade dude with super baggy pants. Like, that gotta be the guy who eventually has his DNA in MC Hammer with that stuff. Okay, next thing. This, I'm quite sure it's a woman. Okay, and then bent knife gal in dramatic pose. Wow. Oh, is that a spear? It is a spear. Sorry, not bent dagger. And snake lady with a snake. That's about it. I don't know. Is there anything else? Not really. It's a bit Egyptian. With that headwear. Oh, very weird haircut. Slaven potion lady. And then, I don't know, dagger dude. Yeah. And then finally, badass LT who don't give a shit about other people's lives.
Thank you, Altair, for this great gift. May it shield me from my enemies.
Gift and gift, you kind of did open it I don't know. Is it a gift if you have to risk your life 6 times to get it? Doesn't seem like a very nice gift. Yeah, now we have this thing, and I haven't gotten all the feathers, so I cannot get the auditory cape, which fits pretty well to this thing. But hey, miniature cape also fits pretty well. Like, black and red is a killer combination. Killer is the perfect word to choose because it is quite intimidating. And then, to the tomb! Whoa. See, it has our seal on it. Hey, it's not a coat of arms, is it? Seal. Very short seal. Yeah. When this cutscene's over, I'm gonna look up and see just how far down we fell. Paying respects. Explore the auditory family crypt. Okay, we probably did use the ladder. Okay. Oh, this is story time. Isn't it? Okay. I was raised in a small house by the Venetian lagoon, inside of the rough foam-capped waves of the sea. I was barely old enough to walk. I became a sailor, navigating the Atlantic first as an apprentice, and then while carrying cargo for my father's patron, Mr. Marco Polo. It was a good life. Hey, and then we go through this path because it's actually open. On running a wall, yes. I have no idea why that button is telling me to use this, but... Duh! How did I get up here? Yes. We're up, then jumps aside, and then it works. Now I feel really stupid for not being able to make that jump that confused me, because that was exactly what you had to do. Wall jump. Or just normal jump and then do it absolutely perfectly somehow. One day, while ashore in the harbor looking for work, I fell in love. She was barely 20, but when I looked into her eyes, the whole world was reflected back, clearer and brighter than the sun. After that, I still went to sea, but my heart remained on land with the girl who had become my wife and our young son. And where do we go for... Oh! Can we get that suit of armor? I mean, it's kind of big, but it's, you know, you can swim with the Helschmet armor, and that thing was so heavy that few warriors wouldn't even be able to use it because of how heavy it was. You can then swim with it. One afternoon that summer, Mr. Polo called me into his study. My father was already there, beside an old man, dressed in a strange hooded cape, watching us. At that moment, everything about my life changed. My father told me that he was an assassin. Removing his ring, he showed me a strange marking on his finger, explaining that our family came from an ancient order that protected and defended mankind. He paused, and then, when I didn't speak, Mr. Polo stepped forward. He told me that the stranger in the hood would teach me, and in return I would carry him across the Mediterranean to Spain. And so began my apprenticeship with Dante Alighieri, one that was to destroy every bit of happiness I would ever have. Oh my. Oh. Now we have to go fast. Or at least not completely mess up everything. I think we have to go to the right because I saw a little something there. Hopefully we'll not show any more parts of the story on the way here, because that would be kind of silly. Oh, this is a... Yeah! Don't you also feel the same way? And that is what this is. It's a nice place, I was gonna say. No, but at least it gave us a little time that we had to... That it was ready just as we returned. The reason why I didn't just go straight at the beam and walk bits aside, because there was a slight change in altitude, and you've seen how a horse can jump over nothing. And yeah, you wouldn't want to risk that and then just jump straight down to the place where we had to return if we fail. In preparation for our voyage, Messer Alighieri met with me repeatedly. At first, our meetings were about purchasing supplies, but soon they became about higher things, about life, love, honor, and justice. He taught me that society was set up in such a way as to control its members, to stop us from thinking, from seeing. Soon, I could look past all the laws and illusions. I understood that mankind was being used by its rulers, that we, the people, deserved freedom. It was then that Dante began showing me pages from a book that Messer Polo had brought back from the palace of the great Genghis Khan. The manuscript, the codex, was about our order, the assassins. Now I get to try that little thing out with a slight bump, because there's no risk with jumping. Okay, I was just being overly paranoid. What the hell? Confusing. I was just supposed to go, like, straight forward or what? Let's try. No, but first, let's run up this wall. And then, secondly, we'll go over here because I'm curious what's... I think that's where we're supposed to go. Maybe that's some place we'll return if we fail. Nice landing. Get away, stupid fly. Okay, we'll just go straight for it. No delays, no running up walls, no checking for stuff, just... Fast swim, fast swim, fast swim. That was the ugly symbol. And then... we jump up here because... like, we're too cool to not walk over to the handle lever. That seems pretty straightforward. Ah, and then this thing opens. Like, we don't need walls. Well, we need to be able to grab onto the walls. Up. Like, wall jumping is a cool trick. Good jump. Nice and close to where we had to go, not all the way to the left. And made it through with time to spare. And almost missed the thing I had to read. What? What is this? I think that's get back out. Oh well. Now we have this. Oh, what titles? Well, an unexpected farewell. Our planned voyage never took place. I returned to Ravenna to pick up the remainder of his belongings. Dante died. Dismayed at the loss of my mentor, I went to inform my father and Mr. Polo of the sad news. Before I could even speak, I was ushered into the study, and my father, his face white, locked the door behind me. Shocked, I listened in silence as he spoke. Dante intended to take the Codex to Spain, where it would be safe, but he was being watched. The enemy of the assassins, the Knights Templar, still existed. I recalled the stories he had told me of the Templars, and it all became clear. Dante had been murdered. The Templars knew about the Codex, and they knew about us. Shaking, my father told me to take the Codex and leave for Spain at once with my wife and child. As Messer Polo ushered me out of the door, he handed me a small piece of paper with a number on it. With this number, I could draw on his credit more ducats than I had ever seen in my life at any bank in Italy. Neat! This is the jump. This is the jump that annoyed me for so long. Because that I had just suddenly gotten amnesia and forgotten all about the tricks that I had required to get to this point. There! Simple as that. You don't run against it. You go up the wall and jump to the side. You don't learn exactly how to time your jumps and get the perfect direction so you can get maximum forward speed and then grab onto the ledge. You just use the wall. At sea. We set sail that night, the ship filled with cargo to sell in the markets at Barcelona. At first, all was well. Then, to avoid a coming storm, we laid anchor in the Otranto Harbor. Cloaked in darkness, the pirates came. I didn't see them until they were already boarding my ship. I ate with my family in the hold, pulling out the Codex. I ran the worn leather cover through my hands. Then, I broke the spine. In case you're not native English speakers, you might not know that the spine is the back of the book. The thing that books usually are pointed so they only show the spine. The pages slid silently onto the floor. I scattered them into the chests, boxes, and containers I was carrying to market. The men who found us were drunk. I could smell it on their breath. When they asked for the Codex, I knew who had sent them. Holding back my rage, I said that I had thrown it overboard. They started to laugh. Two held me down, still grinning, while the rest cut off my wife's clothes. She begged for mercy until her voice gave out. Once they were done, they threw her into the sea. They took my cargo and sunk my ship, and left me adrift, clinging to a piece of railing. I made it to the beach with my son. My wife's body washed up on shore the next morning with the tide. How nice. Looks pretty straightforward. I think there'll be some groovy contextual cameras messing stuff up. Well, unnecessarily messing stuff up. That's my job. Yeah. Too confused. That might mess stuff up. That was what I wanted to say. Okay, this time, let's remember, we don't have to go that fast. Just... okay. There. Drop, for goodness sake! Suck the landing. Ah. Yep. That very likely was due to the contextual cameras. Like, it was confusing. This part. Contextual cameras, thank you. For goodness sake. And there I almost jumped right off. There. Stupid contextual camera. I get okay to do, just not when there's a timer on. A new name. I never saw the sea again. My way to Florence, I rented a small room and then visited the bank. I memorized Polo's account number. With the vast sum I now had at my disposal, I went to Venice in disguise to find my father. I returned to Florence the next day. Both Polo and my father were already dead. From that moment forward, I collected treatises on architecture, studied the classics, and took vocal lessons. I adopted the name Auditore, impersonating a noble at the Florentine court. Accepted as one of their own, I took on the trappings of nobility and constructed this villa for me and my son. And then I hunted them. I raised my son to fight, to find the Codex, and to kill Templars. Together, we regained the honor of my wife, and avenged the death of my father, two debts that could never be repaid. To the auditory that reads this, remember that you are not a nobleman, you are not one of the deceivers, you are one of the people. Avenge us. Then more money. No assassin seal this time, because what will we use it for? We just get a little cash prize, which we totally need. It is all fine because we get 4 chests this time instead of just 3. I actually think there were some of them who had 4 treasure chests. But oh well. Ah, crap, now I have to go all the way around. Anyway, I'm gonna end the video on that, so leave your feedback in form of comment ratings to improve my future content. Cheerios, and may I have a good life.